Guys, so today I want to talk about gear ratio, and when you're setting up your single speed mountain bike and your gear ratio, to kind of consider a couple factors, and they really are determining factors about what type of gear ratio you should run. Probably the foremost and number one consideration is, where are you riding? If you're riding flat or just hilly stuff that you're not really gaining any elevation, sorry, I'm kind of tired, but you're not really gaining any elevation, you're staying below, I don't know what it's like to live in a flat state, but I don't know, staying below 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet. So that's something to consider, because if you're going on a ride and you're only going to be climbing up 1,000 feet in 20 miles, you're not really going to be having to grind through a steep percentage. So that's something to consider. Secondly is what kind of terrain. Now, my rocks or my trails, and the rocks on my trails are all decomposed granite. California is the granite capital of the West, if you will, and our mountains are, there's some dark soil like this, but for the most part it's all sandy, light colored soil, the same as you see on the beach, and it's all decomposed granite and in different stages of decomposition. So you are having to push past those type of trails and have a gear ratio that's doable. Also tires that are efficient at that. I don't get skinny tires or cross-country racing tires. I don't even want to ride my gravel bike up here. I just feel that I would just be too sketch on the way down especially, but even on the way up I would have to deal with this stuff, this chunk where my tires are digging in. Even these big tires don't float over everything. So, and then that's another consideration. Your bigger tires take more inertia. 29, kind of 2.6, 2.8 have really taken off for me anyway. I'm not sure who else out there likes the bigger 29 tires, but I like them, and therefore I have to have a gear ratio that I could turn these bigger tires. The weight of your bike, that plays into it. I mean, it's overall rotational weight, so the tires is kind of the biggest decision when it comes to that. But if you have a single speed that weighs over 30 pounds, it's gonna feel harder to climb and need an easier gear ratio than a single speed that's only 20. I think my titanium bike, that is only 22 pounds. So, and that's with my Cush Core 2.6, 2.8 tires and wide rims. If I skinny it down to a smaller tire, like I've done before when I've rode other trails, or when I've rode this when it was really nice and hard packed and didn't have all this topsoil, loose topsoil like we have right now because of our rains. Anyway, so I'm going to show you my gear ratio, let you ask your questions, and then I'm going to show you the altitude on that, so on and so forth. Hello. And so I'm at elevation 2930. I've rode distance, I've rode 6.7 miles, so as you could tell, that would be a lot of steep 10-11% grades that I have to climb. And here's what I got going. You guys have seen my Scar Jaffe. It's got that Boone 22 tooth cog, and then the race face 32 round ring. I don't do ovals on my single speeds. So there we go. So feel free to make any comments and ask any questions about gear ratios and setting up your single speed and things that I would think you want to consider. And I'll talk to you guys later.